Have you ever been asked a question that felt like a gentle trap? The tone was soft. The smile was reassuring. But the moment you answered, you felt a subtle shift. A knot in your stomach. The unsettling realization that you weren't in a conversation, you were in a negotiation for your own reality. That is the anatomy of manipulation. It rarely arrives with shouting or insults. It comes disguised as concern, wrapped in the language of care. Its most potent weapon is not a command, but a question, a psychological snare designed to make you doubt your own senses. If you cannot see these traps, you will fall into them. You will apologize for wounds you didn't inflict. You will defend yourself against accusations no one has openly made. You will slowly hand over the keys to your own peace of mind. And soon, you're not fighting them anymore. You're fighting a war within your own mind, a war they started and are now spectating. This is not a modern phenomenon. The Stoic philosophers, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, mapped this terrain of the human soul 2,000 years ago. They understood that the most dangerous attacks are not on your body, but on your judgment. Liars don't need to conquer you, they only need to confuse you enough that you conquer yourself. Their techniques have not vanished, they have evolved. They are smoother, quieter, and hidden behind a veneer of politeness. The packaging has changed. The predatory purpose has not. In this breakdown, we will dissect 5 of the most insidious questions used to control you. These are questions designed not to seek truth, but to assert dominance. More importantly, we will arm you with the Stoics' response. Not with anger, not with clever comebacks, but with composure, clarity, and an unassailable inner fortitude. Because once you see the trap, you cannot be caught in it. You are no longer the prey. You become the calm, observant eye of the storm. The manipulator's arsenal and the Stoic's shield. 1. Why are you being so sensitive? The trap. This is a masterclass in invalidation. It reframes your legitimate emotional response or perceptive observation as a character flaw. The underlying message is, the problem is not my actions, the problem is your irrational reaction to them. It's a way to pathologize your healthy boundaries and make your intuition the enemy. The manipulator's goal, to gaslight you into believing your internal radar is broken. They want you to second-guess your feelings, to swallow your discomfort, and to grant them a license to continue the offending behavior without consequence. The Stoic reframe: a Stoic does not deny their feelings, they process them through the lens of reason. Your sensitivity is not a weakness, it is your innate perception. It is the data your mind collects. To call it oversensitivity is to ask you to ignore a valid data point. The unshakable response: do not get flustered or angry. Meet their gaze with calm conviction and say, I am not being sensitive. I am being perceptive. And my perception is telling me something is wrong. Would you like to discuss what that actually is? This response does 3 things. It reclaims your perception as a strength, it refuses the label of oversensitive, and it pivots the conversation back to their behavior, which is the actual issue. 2. You trust me, don't you? The trap: this is not a question, it's a loyalty test disguised as a plea. It's emotional blackmail. True, earned trust is a quiet assurance. Trust that must be verbally demanded is often a tool for control. The manipulator's goal: to manufacture a sense of obligation and guilt. They are leveraging your relationship to bypass your critical thinking. Saying no makes you feel like the villain, so you are pressured to say yes and willingly blindfold yourself. The Stoic reframe: Epictetus taught, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. The manipulator depends on this. They don't want you to learn, to question, or to see. Trust is a conclusion you draw from evidence, not a promise you are guilted into making. The unshakable response: pause. Let the weight of their question sit with them, not you. Then, calmly and clearly state. Trust is the natural result of consistent honesty. Is there a reason it needs to be asked for now? This reframes the entire conversation. It places the responsibility for trust back where it belongs, on their actions, not on your forced affirmation. 3. Are you accusing me? The trap. This is a classic diversion tactic, a strategic counterattack. The moment you raise a concern or ask for clarification, they flip the script. Suddenly, you are the aggressor. You are put on the defensive, forced to justify your accusation, rather than address the original issue. The manipulator's goal, to derail the conversation and make you the topic. They thrive in emotional chaos. By making you defend your tone, you forget all about their actions. The Stoic reframe, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best answer to anger is silence." This doesn't mean submission, it means composed control. Do not be dragged into their emotional whirlpool. Your power lies in your non-reactivity. The unshakable response, do not take the bait. Do not say, "No, I'm not accusing you." Hold your ground. Let the silence stretch for a moment, then reply with steady calm. "I am seeking clarity. Your reaction is making me wonder why the question feels like an accusation." This is a powerful return of serve. You remain in the frame of seeking truth, while subtly highlighting that their defensive posture is, in itself, suspicious. 4. Would I lie to you? The trap. This question is pure theater, a performance of wounded honor. It's a preemptive strike against your doubt. The subtext is, how dare you suspect someone as virtuous as me? It's designed to make you feel ashamed for your healthy skepticism. The manipulator's goal, to appeal to emotion to shut down logic. They are betting that your desire to be a good person, who doesn't wrongly suspect others, will override your common sense. The louder the performance, the more you should listen to your instincts. The Stoic reframe, Seneca said, "If you wish to be trusted, be honest." A person of integrity doesn't need to announce their honesty. Their actions do the talking. This question is a substitute for the evidence they lack. The unshakable response, do not validate their performance. Do not say, "No, of course you wouldn't." Instead, calmly refocus on the facts. The truth doesn't need to defend itself. Can you simply provide the facts so we can resolve this? This response is a disarming maneuver. It ignores the emotional drama and demands substance, putting the burden of proof squarely on them. 5. Can't we just move on? The trap. This is the weaponization of false peace. It sounds reasonable, even mature. But, moving on without resolution is not peace, it is surrender. It is allowing a festering wound to be covered with a bandage and pretending it's healed. The manipulator's goal, to escape accountability. They are betting that your desire for harmony is greater than your need for justice or truth. They are counting on your emotional fatigue to grant them amnesty. The Stoic reframe, Marcus Aurelius lived by the principle, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. There is no moving on from what is not right or not true. A Stoic seeks resolution, not just comfort. The unshakable response, stand firm in your commitment to clarity. Your peace is not negotiable. Look them in the eye and say, "We can move on once we have understanding and resolution." Rushing past the problem only guarantees it will return. This declares that your inner peace is built on the solid ground of truth, not the quicksand of avoidance. Forging your Stoic armor, the unbeatable defense. Manipulators do not win through superior strength or intellect. They win by exploiting emotional imbalance, your guilt, your empathy, your desire for harmony. That is their chosen battlefield. The Stoic refuses to fight on that field. As Epictetus reminds us, some things are up to us, and some are not. You cannot control the manipulator's words or intentions. But you have absolute sovereignty over your own judgments, your responses, and your inner citadel. Your defense is not a list of clever retorts, it is a state of mind. Pause before you react, break the cycle of impulsive response. A moment of silence is a chasm that their manipulation cannot cross. Filter emotion through reason, your feelings are data, not commands. Acknowledge the feeling of anger or hurt, then ask, what is the factual truth here? What is within my control? Hold the frame. The manipulator will try to shift the conversation to your tone, your memory, or your feelings. Calmly and consistently return it to the core issue, the facts and their behavior. Embrace your power to disengage. You are not obligated to stay in every conversation. Your peace is your highest priority. If the other person refuses to engage in good faith, you have the absolute right to say, this conversation is no longer productive. We can continue when we can speak with respect and clarity. The final word, your declaration of independence. You are not a pawn in someone else's game. You are the sovereign of your own mind. Now you can see the 5 traps for what they are. And with this awareness, you reclaim your power. This is not about becoming cynical or hard-hearted. It is about becoming clear-eyed and discerning. It is about building a peace that is resilient, not fragile. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius all understood this profound truth: the individual who sees clearly is the most dangerous person in the world to those who trade in illusions. Not because they are violent, but because they are uncontrollable. Hold your standards high. Protect your peace. Honor your perception. You are not cruel for setting boundaries. You are not weak for needing answers. You are awake. And in a world that often prefers comfortable illusions, the one who chooses to see clearly is the one who is truly, unshakably free. Choose reason. Choose discipline. Walk as the Stoic does, steady, observant, and master of yourself. If this path to clarity resonates with you, and you wish to continue strengthening your inner armor, I invite you to join this community. Like this video, subscribe to Stoic Fortuner, and share it with anyone who needs the tools to reclaim their mental sovereignty. Because awareness is the first, and most profound, step toward liberation.